Hello and good day, pre-algebra. We are back at PO39. We already have the notes filled out for this top section, but it's been a couple days, so it's worth going over a second time. And basically, we'll start with, if our objective is to write a unit rate for a given ratio, what is a unit rate? Yvonne? Okay, it is a rate with a denominator of 1. You cannot convince me that you have not even accidentally used unit rates at some point in your life before. Okay, there are roughly 25 kids in the class. We'll say 25. If I bring in a box of 75 fruit snacks, in your brains you immediately think, ooh, how many do I get? Right? If there are 25 kids in the class, I've got 75 fruit snacks, how many would each person get? 3. That's unit rate, right? The number of fruit snacks per person. Or in the case of our examples here, $12 for 3 gallons, the unit rate is going to be the price for 1 gallon. And what do we come up with as the price for 1 gallon? If $12 buys you 3, what will buy you 1? Unit rate, Maggie? $4 per gallon. Okay. If you can drive 280 miles in 4 hours, we want the miles in 1 hour. So 280 miles in 4 hours is how many miles in 1 hour? Annika? 70 miles in 1 hour. Okay. And what did we say was kind of the method to get that unit rate? How did we get from 12 over 3 to 4 over 1? What do we do, John? Yeah, just divide the fraction. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Okay, 280 divided by 4 equals 70, right? And the reason why we're allowed to do that, the reason why that works, is because we're essentially taking this rate of 12 over 3 and we're saying, okay, what is that over 1? What is that over 1? We are taking this rate of 280 over 4 and saying, what is that over 1? And the scale factor from how to get from 3 to 1 is divide by 3, which means we're going to be dividing 12 by 3 as well, which we did here. The scale factor from 4 to 1, we're going to be dividing by 4, which means we're going to divide by 4 up top. 280 divided by 4 is exactly what we did. So finding the unit rate, it's really just knowing what you're trying to get to, because the process is just dividing the fraction that you have. So 35 claps in a quarter of a minute. This one, we would like to know the unit rate. Claps in 1 minute. And what did we do for this one? With that denominator being a fraction, how did that change things a little bit? How did that change things? Well, first of all, what answer did we get? 35 claps in a quarter of a minute is how many claps in a full minute? Say 140. Okay. How do we get from 35 to 140? Well, we can still follow kind of our process that we did earlier, where we can take this fraction and take 35 and divide it by 1/4. But when you divide by 1/4, what's that really the same as doing, John? Multiplying by what? 4. Okay? 35 divided by 1/4 is the same thing as 35 times 4. Because if our original unit here is a quarter of a minute and 4 quarters make a whole, we're actually increasing, from 15 seconds to 60 seconds. So we're going to multiply by 4, which is the same thing as doing what we did for the other two. Okay, so that's kind of where we talked about, and we did the first couple together on Tuesday as well. where we said, it says, find the unit rate, show your work. So 18 apples in 6 baskets. Couple different ways to show your work here. You could say that 18 over 6 is equal to what over 1, right? Because we want to get down to 1 basket. How many apples in 1 basket? So you could show the scale factor, divide by 6 here, divide by 6 here, and that gets you the answer of 3, okay? Or you could just say, well, I'm dividing the fraction 18 divided by 6 equals 3. That works also, right? But just showing me how you are getting to that unit rate, okay, of 3 apples per 1 basket. This one here, 2250 in a third of a day. We've got a fraction denominator, so how are we going to get the unit rate? How are we going to get the unit rate? Exactly. Okay, we can set that up as a, my decimal point's kind of high there. We can set this up as a fraction like we've done in the other ones. 2250 in a third of a day is how much in 1 day. And in this case, to get from 1/3 to 1, we're multiplying by 3 because 3/3 make a whole. And as Leah said, we do the same thing up here, multiply 2250 by 3, and we get the answer of $67.50. Right? Or you could show, well, what am I doing? I'm taking 2250 divided by 1/3 or times 3, either way, to get your 67.50 there. Right? We haven't done any in the bottom row yet, so let's pick one from the bottom row. Which one you'd like to do together? Yeah. Second one, $3.70, $3. Okay, so $3.70 for 6 bananas. We could write this as $3.70 for 6 bananas equals how much for 1? And again, show that scale factor. We're going to need to divide by 6. Okay, and $3.70 divided by 6, you're going to get a decimal. But why is that okay? John? Because we're dealing with prices, right? Dollars and cents. So what is 3.7 divided by 6? John? Sorry? Yes. Since the scale factor to get from 6 to 1, from 6 banana to 1, we're dividing by 6. Sorry? 0.61? Is that, do I have a second on that? 0.62, depending on how you round. Okay? So rounding to the nearest hundredth, which we would do since we're talking about dollars and cents here, would be 62 cents per banana. Okay? So you've got those to finish there, those 4 remaining, 5 remaining, can't count. And then down below here, kind of some more real life situations here. You take out a $16,000 loan to help pay for college and schedule a 5-year plan of equal monthly payments. To the nearest dollar, how much will you pay per month? Okay, calculation there. Your favorite basketball player, Shevin Colts, scores 1,262 points and grabs 533 rebounds in an 82-game season. How many points and rebounds did he have per game? So you're taking, like, for example, those points, 1,262. If he scored that in 82 games, right? That's the rate. 1,262 in 82 games. You want to say, okay, what is that in 1 game? So you kind of do the same thing that we did up in the top, where you're looking at that scale factor, divide by 82 to get down to 1, and you do the same thing to the points. And then for the rebounds as well. I think he got the MVP that year, actually. So good for him. Any questions on unit rate? Yeah. No? Gigi, with your hand up? Oh, I'm sorry. Thought it was. Sometimes I see things that aren't there, and I don't see things that are there. It makes driving really a hassle. Yeah, Pierce.
in the last one, after we find the unit rate for both the points and the rebounds, should we combine them?
No, I can see why you'd ask that based on how the question's worded, but no, they're separate stats. So you just keep them separate. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so your task for the next half hour or so is to finish PO39 as homework for Monday when we come back, since tomorrow is going to be the retake day. And then once you're finished with this, you can work on practice work in preparation for either today after school or tomorrow during class. You've got a math packet out there that can be worked on as well. Aiden. No con due tonight. In the spirit of Christmas, I gave you a week off from con. So more will be assigned tomorrow, so that if you don't have any retakes to do during class, if you're in a good spot, you'll have something to work on tomorrow during class. So no con due tonight. All right, with gusto, that's how you math.